August 18th, 2022 meeting of the Montgomery County Board of Commissioners. Note the presence of all three commissioners, and I'd like to ask our Sheriff's Deputies Honor Guard to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right. We'll start with opening comments from the commissioners. And first of all, I'd like to start on a bit of a serious note this morning to acknowledge and remember Norristown Police Corporal Brian Kozera. Police Corporal Kozera died suddenly last Saturday from injuries sustained during an off-duty bicycle crash. He was a 16-year veteran of the Norristown Police Department, where he served as a use of force instructor for the Norristown Police Department and Temple Police Academy. He was also a member of the Norristown Police Department Bicycle Unit and School Resource Officer at Eisenhower Middle School. The corporal was also very involved in his community through the Greater Norristown Police Athletic League and received the Norristown Police Department's Above and Beyond Award for his commitment to service. What's even more heart-wrenching is that while he was serving his community, he was also battling cancer. In 2014, he was diagnosed with a very advanced form of cancer, but since his diagnosis, Brian has competed in 6 Ironman contests, making it a priority to raise money for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Even though Brian was declared cancer-free in 2015, he has continued fundraising to support finding a cure for others. The bike ride he took this past Saturday was in preparation for the Kona Ironman World Championship, where he was set to compete in October. He is survived by his wife Kristen and 3 young daughters, and we encourage anyone who wants to support Brian's family to donate to the Montgomery County Hero Fund. Donations can be made online by visiting www.montgomerycountyherofund.org. That's Montgomery County Hero Fund, all one word, .org. 100% of those donations will be sent to Brian's wife and their 3 children. And the county's thoughts are with Brian's family and loved ones during this difficult time. Next, I'd like to just provide a brief update on monkeypox. Monkeypox is a virus that is transmissible primarily through skin-to-skin contact and sometimes through large respiratory droplets. It can produce a rash in the area where contact has occurred and is sometimes accompanied by cough, fever, muscle aches, or other cold or flu-like symptoms. It is significantly less transmissible than COVID. However, people experiencing these symptoms should see a healthcare provider for assessment and for testing. Currently, we have 12 confirmed cases within Montgomery County. Our Office of Public Health is actively monitoring the situation, and we've created a monkeypox home webpage on our website, and you can see the URL on the screen. You can get to there from moncopa.org/monkeypox, all one word. Right now, unfortunately, our monkeypox vaccine and testing supply is extremely limited, both testing and vaccine. Currently, people who are eligible for the monkeypox vaccine include people who are 18 years of age or older and who meet one of the following criteria. They have been in close contact with someone who has monkeypox, or they have a high risk of having been exposed. Our Office of Public Health is currently offering free monkeypox vaccine by appointment only for people who are eligible to get vaccinated. So I want to reiterate that we do have some vaccine, and for those that need it the most, we should be able to vaccinate you. If you think you're eligible or have questions about your eligibility, we are encouraging you to contact the Montgomery County Office of Public Health at 610-278-5117. They can let you know if you're eligible, and if you are, make an appointment for you. And again, that's 610-278-5117. And we'll continue to make updates to our website as we have more information to share. Next, it's time for our annual Way to Go Montco employee winners. And so for the month of August, I am excited to announce 5 more names. As a reminder, this is open to all county employees. The Way to Go Montco program encourages employees to nominate their colleagues for going above and beyond. To date, more than 100 county employees have submitted nominations singing the praises of their coworkers. Examples include giving high-quality customer service to help a constituent, getting an award for their work, or taking on a special project or task to help their team. Each month, we draw 5 employee names from the list of nominations to win a $150 additional bonus in their paycheck. This month, I'm pleased to announce the following 5 winners. First, we have Maharicia Ludlow, accounting tech in the Sheriff's Office, was nominated for her initiative, flexibility, and willingness to take on additional projects to advance her career at the county. Next is Amy Trejo, senior clerk at District Court 38-1-3. Amy was nominated for her leadership to hire and maintain outstanding coworkers and for keeping the court work flowing during COVID in her office, the higher courts, and for the public. Next is Joe Uriani, real estate specialist with the Board of Assessment Appeals. Joe was nominated for his dedication to his job, being knowledgeable, helping and training fellow coworkers, and for always helping when needed. Next is Michael Hesch. He's the records administrator for the correctional facility. He was nominated for his attention to detail, his professionalism, knowledge, attitude, and being a tireless advocate for incarcerated individuals. And finally this month is Tony Domanico, Employee Relations Manager with our Human Resources Department. Tony was nominated for her willingness to jump in whenever needed and to help other departments. Tony is currently managing implementation of 4 modules of the new human resource software called NeoGov to modernize the county's internal hiring and training processes. So congratulations to all of you. We will be reaching out to you by email with more details. And remember, to all of our employees, that nominations remain open and they roll over. So if somebody was nominated in July and didn't get picked for August, their name is still in the pool. You can visit the employee corner to fill out the nomination form. It only takes a couple of minutes. And hopefully your nominee will be one of our winners next month. And with that, I'll turn over to Commissioner Lawrence.
I'm good.
You're good? Okay. You okay?
Yes. Good morning, everyone. I would just like to take a moment to thank everyone who participated in the National Night Out events that took place across Montgomery County over the last 2 weeks. I had the opportunity to attend several of those events, and it was a lot of fun, and it was great to see so much participation from the community, our townships. County government was well represented through the Sheriff's Office, our District Attorney's Office, the Office of Public Health, and the various police departments across the county. So it was a lot of fun, and it was great to see the community engaged and come together as one, and I'd like to thank everybody for participating.
Great, thank you. All right, we will move on to public comment on matters appearing on today's agenda. Ms. Calder, do you want to read the rules, please?
Yes. All speakers should sign into the meeting on the sheet available in the back of the room. Register in advance to give public comment if the meeting or if they're appearing virtually. All speakers must come to the podium if they are physically able. Speakers should identify themselves by name and municipality. All public comments must be limited to items or issues which are currently before the commissioners for consideration or which may come before the commissioners for consideration at a future meeting. Time limits will be monitored, and county staff will respectfully request speakers to conclude their comments if the speaker goes beyond the time allotted. The board is not required to respond to public comments during the course of the meeting, so the public is reminded that this is not an opportunity for a dialogue or a question and answer session. The board chair may direct county staff to follow up on any questions or additional comments after the meeting. Disruptive behavior, including but not limited to yelling from the seats or arguing whether a matter is germane to county business.
I have an objection.
Oh,
Pauline Braccio from Townsend Township. I've brought this up before, and I keep waiting for it to be changed. This is actually against the Constitution, and in a recent decision by a federal judge in the Pennsbury School District, who also must go by the same guidelines as you do, which is the Sunshine Act, the judge ruled against them because they were shutting down people who were speaking. Just because somebody comes up here and tells you or says something that you don't like, doesn't mean you can shut them up. That is directly against the Constitution. And Pennsbury School District had to pay $300,000 for their misconduct. So I'm just still hopeful that this will be changed to be in compliance with the Sunshine Law and the Constitution. Thank you.
Disruptive behavior or refusing to yield the floor once time has elapsed and having been requested to sit down shall be grounds for removal from the meeting without further admonishment or warning. As always, the commissioners welcome written correspondence, comments, and feedback at commissioners@montcopa.org.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Francisco, any comments on today's agenda?
Yes, we'll start with comments on the agenda with, let's see, Pauline Braccio.
Pauline Braccio, Townsend Township. I wanted to bring up, because you have the comments prior to going through the rest of the meeting, I couldn't speak about this last meeting, but I wanted to ask about the highest rated responder. I had asked about this a couple of years ago, and Mr. Stein explained that, because I said, well, who rates whoever is responding to the bid? And he informed everybody that it was the commissioners. And I asked the question, well, how can the commissioners rate a company on consulting or construction, or you're not experts in that? So what is the criteria that you use in order to rate somebody who's responding to a bid?
Thank you for your comment.
If you could email me a response to that, I'd really appreciate
I would be happy to
it.
follow up with that. Yeah, there's a whole process.
Thank you.
Next.
Okay, next for agenda item comment, we have David Morgan.
Good morning, I'm David Morgan from Ambler Borough, and it relates to the agenda D, public comment on matters appearing on the agenda. There's only 2 minutes, and I find that a lot of speakers who come up for comments take the time to get here on a Thursday morning, leave work, possibly leave childcare, to come here, and I really appreciate the effort of our public comment speakers. Yet they're cramped into 2 minutes, and it used not to be that way. It used to be a lot more time we had. And also, as Ms. Braccio mentioned about the only before the meeting limit, that doesn't give us a chance to respond to events in the meeting that happen. And then it's fresh in our mind when they happen. So I think it would be really good to consider for the public having an end of the meeting time for public comment and having maybe 3 minutes at least instead of 2. And then also on the agenda, I came here wondering, because I looked online and looked at the agenda beforehand, and I saw on advertisements of bids and RFPs, there are point 2, 3, and 4 are about engineering services, but I wonder what that is. It's not really defined. And also, point 1, the master site plan. What is that? So to have motivation to come and comment, we should have a kind of clearer idea of what is actually going to be addressed here. Will it affect our fellow citizens for their tax bill coming up? Because as we know, the tax bill went up 8% this past April for the county taxes, and it went up 5% last April. So I'm here knowing that this is important to have this clearly defined for our taxpayers. Also, clear definition of projects that are major, such as the Justice Center. Would be really nice to have the website. Don't you think it would be nice to have the website have a button on the front page? We see your pictures and a lot about the county, but to have something about the whole plan, how that tally of cost is for this plan, the Justice Center plan. Because I think it's approaching, $232 last August was spent in one session for the second phase, $232 million. And so how about itemizing these things so we have a running tally. I mentioned that in our earlier meeting, and I haven't seen any update. I don't know the first phase, how much that costs. I know the second phase was $232 million. I wonder about phase 3, phase 4. It'd be nice to have a detailed explanation because it's costing us each April more. Thank you.
Okay, we'll move to matters of general public comment. Again, we'll start with folks in the room, and then we can move to anyone who's online. So we'll go to Michael Kingsley.
Good morning, I'm Michael Kingsley. I live here in Norristown. I work at the Hospitality Center, and I run a nonprofit myself on the side that does inner city outreach.
Just in general.
And I wanted to briefly introduce you to this gentleman, 61-year-old man, originally from Georgia, got stranded here in Norristown on his way to New York. Has been here in Norristown for over a year, homeless. He's had 4 jobs since I've known him, over a year, trying to do his best to get back on his feet. He's got heart conditions, and while on the street, he's been beaten with rocks by teenagers. He's been shot by BB guns by teenagers. He's been beaten up. He's been robbed, living here on the streets of Norristown. Sunday night at 12:30 a.m., so Monday morning, he was found dead on Lafayette and DeKalb. We don't know yet whether it was his heart or whether he got involved in drugs. They're doing a tox screen to find out. But he's dead because he did not have a shelter. He did not have someone around him that could call 911. He's dead because he had to hide from the violence that happens in our streets, in every city. It's not just Norristown. But I'm here to say, why aren't you, commissioners, creating a shelter for these folks? Why did you let Chalk close down? That's only 50 people. There's over 300 people homeless in Norristown. So Chalk didn't cause this problem, but it's getting worse. Ida helped make it worse. Chalk closing made it worse. And it's up to you, the 3 of you, to make something happen. And I'm asking you to do that. You will all hear again from me in your emails, on your phones, because I'm getting involved because I got involved in Norristown's council meetings, and I'm now going to get involved in your lives. So thank you for this time to talk. We need to get this fixed.
Do we have your contact information?
Yes, you do.
Okay, great. I'm very sorry about the gentleman's loss of life. We'll be happy to get you connected with our housing team so they can review with you the numerous things that we are doing.
I work with them every day.
Okay. Well, maybe you're not, just if you have any questions, we'll make sure that they get answered. Next.
Next, we have Pauline Braccio.
Pauline Braccio, Tomlinson Township. I know that there's a lot of people in the past and possibly today who are talking about election integrity in Montgomery County. And I don't know how if they don't know already, they should know that the chair of the Board of Elections, Mr. Lawrence here, is a felon. And so there really cannot be any integrity.
Ms. Braccio, I'm going to stop you. That is not relevant, and you're violating the rules, so either move on with another comment or conclude.
Oh, okay. My next comment is that he's a rapist.
Okay.
So
You
people
can
should know that. Thank you.
Okay. Next, we have Brett Saunders.
Good morning.
Good morning. Brett Saunders, White Marsh Township. My comment is on the implications of the preliminary alternatives analysis for Bridge number 59 presented to the county in October of last year, but only opened for related public comments a few weeks ago with a deadline for this Sunday, the 21st. I'm asking for more transparent discussion on how county priorities are set and for you to each champion a more transparent process for assessing our many bridge repairs. I get this is hard. I really do. You administer an extensive, impressive government for over 800,000 people. That's more than 5 U.S. states. I don't want to diminish this. And infrastructure is tough. Experts say public engagement is the key to most projects' technical, financial, and political success. But the review process for Bridge 59 has proceeded with very little input from the broader affected community. Over 110 families live within 2,500 feet of the east side of the bridge. Only 2 of us get updates. An HOA with 32 households in the same distance on the west side gets regular updates and has actively advocated for their desires. In March 2018, you heard a presentation from them saying the bridge had to handle school buses, emergency vehicles, and maintain their 60-second shortcut to Giant. But in fairness, those homes were built in the 80s and 90s when that bridge was already compromised. You have yet to hear from those who live on West and East Valley Green Road, Arlingham, and Sunnybrook Streets, who might want to discuss the importance of history and place, or how loud and dirty their front yards are going to get when trucks more regularly cut through to Church Road. Our neighbors farther afield might want to talk about the importance of our scenic county trails and access and safety. I am not a NIMBY. I'm in favor of solutions for this bridge, which is literally IMBY, in my backyard, literally. I am asking each of you to please review the commentary to date, including the State Historic Preservation Office's caution that desires must be distinguished from needs, and those needs must be clearly demonstrated and supported. And I'm asking each of you to help support broader participation in thinking how all of us can best decide what we need built to last for the next 100 years. Thank you.
Okay, next we have David Morgan.
David Morgan, Ambler Borough. Related to our priorities, we did have a count of people who were homeless in Montgomery County, and I was speaking with even someone in Norristown today about their concern about people on the street that might be living in tents. So this is an area which I asked the commissioners to really review, to consider maybe redirecting money from the Justice Center to have the workers build something which would be helpful to the community. We've been taxed and have a bond that was just issued this summer on the bond market. We are going into debt at a higher interest rate than before for this bond level. Why not devote our energies towards the homeless? And we have ample opportunity because we have a great transit center here. We have a planning commission who can really look into this in great detail so that we have, if we are going to spend some of this money, I believe there's $32 million to be addressed on housing that Mr. Bonner will mention soon. Consider that we spent commissioners have spent $232 million last August, as reported in the newspaper. Then $32 million is $200 million less for the entire county. Why not we direct some of this effort to help the county instead of having such an expensive justice center being built? And I think the safety came into play also when our district attorney appeared during the budget hearing last December and asked about retention and recruitment of police. I think that will really help our environment in Norristown and other communities in Montgomery County, that although we had 3 hires recently for the district attorney related to legal service, it seems to me, from what I can understand of it, the rank and file policemen, to have them replenished is important, because now we have a lot of concern about workforce, all industries, trying to hire people. So please devote time to our law enforcement officers to help the community.
Okay, next, Tom LaPera.
Good morning, Tom LaPierre in Norristown, Council President of Norristown as well. The past few years have been pretty challenging for everybody, none more challenging than the unhoused, men, women, families. You know, the pandemic, Hurricane Ida, both played major roles in the surging numbers of the people we've seen on the streets. But I just want to come out and say that Norristown Council and our commissioners, Ken Lawrence and Val Arkoosh, have been working very diligently the past few months in the collaborative effort to try to solve these issues. And I just want to give some credit where credit's due. You know, I think this issue's much bigger than just Montgomery County government and Norristown government. It's going to take all 62 townships, municipalities, boroughs to try to fight this battle. And just here to say I'm here to work with you, try to get that done. Thank you.
Councilman LaPierre, thank you for those comments. We appreciate it. It's been extraordinarily difficult, as folks here know who are involved in caring for those who find themselves without a permanent place to live. And we are working diligently to solve what is a very difficult problem that was just doubled by Ida when so many families in our county lost their homes. And I agree completely with you, Councilman, that it will take everybody pitching in across our county. Many municipalities already have affordable housing in their municipalities, but there are others that don't and others that are talking to us about doing so right now. So we will continue to move forward together and really appreciate our partnership in working on this. Thank you.
Next, we have Denise Agorte.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Denise, and I volunteer with the Unidos para Servir Norristown. Part of the members are here, so my English is not really good, but I want to try. So my comment today is about inclusion. So we are, our nonprofit is new, 2 years now. So we support the Latino community, mainly in education, information, and resources. So we just can, it's the first time for everybody here. So we are teaching them the political things you are new for them. So just to let you know, so we are working really hard in with the Latinos businesses. So that was the power here in the Marshall Street. So we are going to be here more often. So that was my comment.
Thank you. Well, welcome to all of you. And if you'd like to sit down at some point and talk more about what we do, we'd be happy to set that up. So just make sure that Kelly has your contact information, and if we'd be happy to meet with all the students.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for coming.
That concludes our in-person comment. We'll now move to virtual. So we have 2 folks that are logged in online. First, we have Jenny excuse me if I mispronounce this, Reimschneider. You can now unmute yourself to provide comment.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I want to say that it's a really ironic, or I guess helpful for me, that you started with a heart-wrenching family story, because I have one of my own. And I've been trying to get desperately in touch with all 3 of the commissioners for months. I need to know how to do that.
Where did it go?
I have emailed, I have called, I've emailed even
We're just doing it with whoever signed.
Councilwoman Arkoosh's campaign emails when they were available. I can't get anyone to talk to me about a horrible situation my family has been put into, forced on us by the Montgomery County Department of Aging. This has caused a lot of difficulty, a lot of trouble for my mother, injuries, all kinds of things. I really just need to know, how do I get someone to sit down and speak to me about this? I'm not going into any more detail in the meeting, but this is an agency that's under your supervision or under your purview. I really need to know, how do I get some movement on this? Please, I implore you, just give me 5 minutes, any of you, to talk about what my family's been going through. How do I accomplish that?
Ma'am, do we have your email?
Well, you should have it through the registration here that
Okay.
that I want, but I can give it to you now if you want.
No, don't do that. We will make sure that we get follow-up. Someone will reach out
All right.
later.
Let's make sure
Today.
Kelly.
Yeah,
can
Kelly,
get Kelly.
can you, I know you're being in a comment, but do we have
Yes.
her email? Okay. Ma'am, we'll make sure that someone reaches out to you later today.
All right, thank you very much.
You got it.
Next, we have Kim Henderson. Kim, if you want to unmute.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, commissioners, for the opportunity to speak this morning. Kim Henderson, East Narton 24. I'm going to submit into the record, and I would like this to be recorded in the record, a letter from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, the Department of State, dated July 26, 2022. Dear County election officials, as you are undoubtedly aware, there's been a large amount of litigation surrounding the November 3rd, 2020 general election. While some of these cases have been disposed of, others continue to work their way through various courts. Further, you may also be aware that Pennsylvania is a member of the ERIC system and assists in improving membership in ERIC. Pennsylvania is participating in the voter participation project to assist in identifying any voters who may have cast improper votes in the 2020 election. And Mr. Lawrence keeps saying that that's not a possibility, but here we are. A review of records for the 2020 general election in conjunction with the voter participation project is currently ongoing. To complete this project, information is required from some counties that has not yet been provided, despite requests by the Department of State. We're approaching the end of the 22-month document retention requirement for records pertaining to federal elections. However, the statute of limitations for federal crimes related to improper voting is 5 years. In addition, Pennsylvania has 2-year statute of limitations for casting improper votes in an election. Given the department's current review in connection with the voter participation project, the department strongly recommends that all counties continue to maintain all voting records pertaining to the 2020 general election. And I am putting you commissioners on notice to retain your records. Thank you very much.
Okay, we just have one additional in-person comment. Ali Sherbany.
Thank you. I submitted the email, but I guess I needed to sign it, so that's my fault. Hi, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Joe, it's very good to see you. Okay, so, dear Montgomery County residents, my name is Ali Sherbini of the Norristown Company. I must acknowledge the Lord over all of us, Jesus Christ, because if it was not for him, man's fate would be like dinosaurs. He was the only one to truly believe in God our Father. The company recently submitted and was denied a proposal for funding to address challenges associated with housing affordability, quality, and public spending. As you may know, our intention is to create a supply of high-quality housing that is solely based on an individual's income without the need for government subsidy. The prospective partnership would have used county-administered American Rescue Plan funds to finance the development of high-quality housing units that would meet the expectation of the highest earners, but be within reach of anyone willing to work a 40-hour week at $12 an hour. The asset would have lowered people's cost of living, improved quality of life, reduced federal spending, generated a public return, potentially to balance Norristown's budget deficit, and contribute to the revitalization of downtown. Rather, the county chose to stick with the status quo and awarded its own departments of programs a significant portion of the funds. As a result, employers will continue to struggle filling the many vacancies in the labor market, and our public finance system could further deteriorate into insolvency. Much of the workforce is diminishing because of its dependence on government bailouts. Although some need one-time help, many abuse the support and become entitled. It is very destructive, keeping many individuals and families in generational cycles of poverty. The poor and needy require help and hope through opportunity, not handouts. Our mission is to help people become more financially free and independent. It would make for a more happier and fruitful society, productive society. My hope is for county officials to realize the value and significance of the proposed approach and accept our offer for partnership through an alternative financing mechanism. Thank you.
Anyone else?
That concludes our public comment.
All right, thank you, everybody. Now we have a special recognition to thank and say goodbye to all of our summer interns who've been working here with the county over the past few months. So Ms. Harris is bringing them in. Some of them in, yeah. Yeah, all right. Well, we just want to thank you all so much. Overall, the county hosted more than 30 interns this summer, ranging from high school students to graduate school students. They represented various institutions, and I think we have a slide here. momentarily that will show us all the different places they came from. Their majors and fields of study are also varied. We had interns majoring in law, information technology, public health, forensic science, and political science, just to name a few. I want to thank all of the county departments who hosted interns this summer, and a list of departments where the interns were placed is also listed up on the screen. We're grateful to all of our county staff who provided tours of our facilities and made sure that our interns received a truly immersive experience here in the county. While working with the county, our interns had the opportunity to work on various projects such as writing legal briefs and memos, resolving help desk tickets, assisting with expungements, autopsies, and communications for public health education and awareness. We really appreciate your being here today. We hope that this has been a very worthwhile experience for all of you and that you are inspired to continue a career in public service. We'd be honored to have you here working with us once you're done with your studies. So thank you all so much. We have certificates for all of you, but just see if my colleagues want to share any comments.
Thank you all for your work this summer. When I was a college student many years ago, I was an intern. My first internship was in the county commissioner's office here in 1993. So you never know, you might end up coming back here one day. So best wishes to you all in the school year. Thank you for your work this summer.
I would like to thank all of you for joining us at our board meeting today, and thank you for your hard work and dedication throughout the summer and your internships. And I wish you continued success as you move forward, whether that's in another semester of college or in your career path. And when you're given the certificates, when you leave today, you'll notice my name is deliberately excluded. My colleagues on the board exclude my name from ceremonial proclamations and certificates of appreciation to be spiteful and vindictive towards me because I'm an outspoken minority commissioner. And it's sad that all of you are victims of their pettiness. So I want you to know that I appreciate what you did this summer. I wish you luck as you move on in the future. And the tens of thousands of people that twice selected me as Montgomery County Commissioner also appreciate what you do. So it's unfortunate that our county employees were instructed that are paid, their salaries are funded by county tax dollars to exclude my name from that. Printed on materials that are funded by county tax dollars to exclude my name on something like that. So it's unfortunate that students are being used as political footballs to further a political divide in Montgomery County, and that's not what the citizens of Montgomery County are looking for. So that's wrong, and that should not be happening. But thank you all.
Thank you all very much. We really appreciate your service to the county and wish you all the best, and we hope we'll see you back. And Teresa will show you, yeah, I think you can kind of go right around here to the, oh, sure, yeah, of course. Great. Next, I want to welcome Sheriff Kilkenny to the podium. We have some very special recognition of the Sheriff's Office Honor Guard today.
Very much. I'd ask Chief and the Honor Guard to come up. Before I begin my remarks, so I don't forget, I just want to present each of you Sheriff's coin for a job well done. As many people may know, within law enforcement and the military, it's a tradition that you give a coin when you do a great job and go above and beyond. And wanted to give the three members of our honor guard a coin to recognize their great achievement. So thank you very much, Commissioner Arkoosh, Commissioner Lawrence, Commissioner Gale, for having me here today. So I just wanted to tell you a little bit about our honor guard. They're one of the crown jewels of our sheriff's office. They're a highly trained unit. You may see them out at parades and events, veterans events throughout the county. We have a whole request form that you can go online on our website and request the honor guard, and they go above and beyond at a lot of different events. They've done everything from Villanova basketball games to the Conshohocken St. Patrick's Day Parade. They're always sharp and precise. They're all volunteer honor guard. They demonstrate discipline, motivation, and dedication to ethical standards, willingness to represent the best of our county and country. And as many of our honor guard members, as many of our deputies are, they're veterans too. So part of your military training when you were early on, as I did when I was a young cadet, part of an honor guard at Villanova ROTC, is you learn precision, you learn discipline, you learn how to drill, and you really build a team. And this is a team like no other. They organize their own practices after work. They maintain their own gear and work hard to maintain their schedules, and often work overtime or weekend hours for the many requests that they have, that they're real ambassadors to the county community and the regional community for our office and for county government. So our honor guard started in 2015, 7 years ago, with Lieutenant McDonald, former Corporal Cullen, Deputy Corporal Burke, and Deputy Petrega. But they have been far exceeded by this group right here behind us. We have gone, myself and the chief go out to the annual Sheriff's Conference every year. This year it was in Blair County and Altoona. And I'll be honest with you, a couple of times, even when we had it here in Montgomery County, I felt like we were robbed. I felt like we were better, and these other counties kind of homered the incident, and kind of I'm sure you see it from the County Commissioners Association. The Western people all kind of stick together. We were kind of the big bad Montgomery County, Rich County, Montgomery County, right outside the Philadelphia suburbs. And although I think our team was the best for many, many years, I felt like we got robbed. So that changed, actually. So I guess we have good luck in Altoona. So the tradition of excellence has continued under our officer in charge, Deputy Lukens, right over here, Bryce McMichael, Todd Capiello, Greg Falloon, and they've received in the whole state of multiple honor guard units. They placed first last month in the Pennsylvania State competition. So each year, our honor guard garners more and more accolades and fields more requests to appear at special events. So please go on our website. Please thank them for what they do by being great ambassadors to our county. And I just wanted to call up Deputy Lukens if he just wanted to say a few words about the great achievement of the honor guard.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sheriff, Chief. There's actually another big player that is a big part of this, and that's Michael Wombold. I've been with it since 2015. And the only reason we do it for those who served before us, those who served present, and then those who are going to serve. That is our motto, and that is why we do it. And we're just pleased to do it for our county and for our department. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Can I ask a couple questions?
Sure.
Great. So who are the judges at these events? Is it sheriffs or is it?
Go ahead.
Well, last year when the convention was here, I was in charge of getting it together. We actually use veterans from the county. In the past, it's been staff of the Sheriff's Department, but I went out of the way to locate a couple of judges. And judges last year was a father and son who were, one was a West Point graduate and one Marine and one Army Ranger. And so I like to get the community involved and in the future to do that as well. So that's what we hope.
That's great. That's great. And how often or how much do you practice?
What was that, ma'am?
How much do you practice?
We try to practice once or twice a month. When the competitions occur in June, July, we tend to practice several weeks prior, once or twice a week prior to the Sheriff's Convention. And we try to make sure everything's locked in. Last year, we had about 4 new members, and for us to come in second place with 4 new members, it was pretty amazing to see what they accomplished.
And we were robbed anyway. We should have.
We were.
The sheriff has pretty strong feelings.
Right,
about
exactly.
Making
Yes.
that very clear.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to all of you. And this is obviously all above and beyond what you do every day, and we're really grateful to you for this. It makes us all so proud. You represent the county so well, all across the county and all across the state. So thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
I can't speak for any of the other 66 counties, or I don't know how many counties actually have an honor guard, but you all are everywhere here in Montgomery County, representing the Sheriff's Department and county government at countless parades and events. So I want to thank you for that. And I'll concur with my friend the sheriff. I can't imagine that there's a better honor guard. Haven't seen them, don't want to see them. We're happy to have you here in Montgomery County. Congratulations.
I too have had the pleasure of watching your honor guard perform over the years at various community events and functions, and I know how outstanding you are, and it's great to see you receive this high recognition from others. So keep up the great work, and this is very well deserved.
Commissioners, thank you.
All right, next up, it is National Immunization Awareness Month, and Beth Till, who is the Communications Manager for our Montgomery County Immunization Coalition, is going to give us some updates on what we're doing. Is she virtual? Okay. Good morning, Beth.
Good morning. I tried to start my video, but it's not working, so
You should
there I am. Yay! Can you see me?
Yep, we can see you. Good morning.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the opportunity to present about my favorite awareness month. So, get started. So, MCIC was founded back in 2003. I'm actually one of the founding moms. And our mission is to promote age-appropriate immunizations across the lifespan for all residents of Montgomery County. And about 2 years ago, we started building our flu and COVID-19 committee. As you can see, it's a list of our partner organizations. When we started this journey, we had 40, and we're now up to 90 partner organizations and about 163 individuals. And a lot of the activities I'll be sharing today is because of them. We really utilize our partner organizations to get the message out. We really have to thank them so much for their continued partnership and their dedication to helping us. The goal again for our committee is to educate our communities on the effects of flu and COVID and ensure that they have the most accurate information possible to make an informed choice for themselves and their family. And a couple activities that hopefully you guys have heard of, but I wanted to highlight today. On the left side, you'll see pictures from some of our vaccine community clinics with our trusted partners at trusted locations. To date, we've had about 110 vaccine clinics in our community through our collaboration with our partner organizations, administering over 15,000 vaccines. And again, those pictures are on the left side. And then we also thought it was very, very important to connect our community to healthcare as well as community leaders. Make sure that they're getting the most accurate information. And we found a great vehicle to do that is our community town halls, where our medical experts provide updates on COVID-19 vaccine and give our community the opportunity to ask questions. So far, we've had 19 community town halls in the past 18 months. Keeping us really busy. We've heard a lot of great feedback from our community. We had about 2,700 Zoom registrations and over 100,000 Facebook Live views. And also another community engagement activity is our media campaigns. And we've had 6 of them, 3 bus, 2 digital, and 1 billboard. And there is a picture up top of our Let's Get Back to Us bus that we had last year. Now on to National Immunization Awareness Month. It's an annual observance held in August to highlight the importance of getting recommended vaccines throughout your life. And as you can see, Montgomery County Immunization Coalition actively promotes events as well as campaigns through our social media. You'll see a couple of our posts to the left. There's 4 pictures. All our messages come from the CDC. And as you can see, the key themes for this month is that you have the power to protect against vaccine preventable diseases. Vaccines are safe and effective at preventing serious diseases. Protect your family as well as yourself from vaccine preventable diseases, and that vaccine preventable diseases are still a threat, and vaccination is the best protection. We do encourage everyone this month to talk to your healthcare provider to make sure you and your family are up to date on all recommended vaccines. So it's a great time to connect with your healthcare provider. So we're often asked, why are vaccines important? And a national partner, Vaccinate Your Family, which is down in the right corner, is a link for more information. But just want to highlight some of the information that they have shared with us that comes directly from the CDC, just showing why vaccines are important. As you can see, routine vaccines save 33,000 lives every year in the United States. It prevents 2,684 hospitalizations per day in the United States. It also prevents 720 early deaths per week in the United States. It prevents 1,913 illnesses per hour, and also prevents 10.5 million cases of infectious diseases that are preventable every year in the United States. And again, if you would like more information, that would be vaccinateyourfamily.org. Feel free to go on there and get more information, not only about why vaccines are important, but other information about vaccines. It's hard to believe that summer is coming to the end and flu season is coming. So we want to make sure that you protect yourself and your family with flu and COVID-19 vaccines. Next week, we have our flu and COVID committee meeting where we will be launching our flu and COVID vaccine campaign. Some of the social media graphics and images are on this slide. I definitely have to give kudos out to our partner organizations, Aklamo and Jason, which is part of the Asian American Coalition, who does our translations. We feel it's very important to put all our social media graphics in languages that our community can read. The messages that we really would like to get out during this time is that flu and COVID will spread more easily during the winter and can be serious. So it's really important to get your family vaccinated. Is the best way to protect them from severe disease. So feel free to follow us on social media as we launch this campaign starting next week. I wanted to end and just share some of the upcoming community vaccine clinics. Again, if you follow us on social media, you'll see all the clinics that are happening. It's also promoted by our partner organizations, and it is on the county calendar. So today at the Elmwood Park Zoo, there is a family COVID-19 vaccine clinic. It is part of Representative Matt Bradford's Family Fair. It is from 5:30 to 7 o'clock with our partners, Montgomery County Office of Public Health, our Medical Reserve Corps, and Skipback Pharmacy. And on the right is a booster clinic that we are having at a beauty salon. So this is going to be at Annette's Hair Design in Glenside on Monday, August 22nd from 11 to 4 p.m. And hats off to our partners, Naturalist Hair. To find out any more information about these clinics or anything that's immunization related in our county, feel free to follow up with us on social media. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn at MCICPA. And I also put some links at the bottom where you can find more information about our activities and our clinics and to learn more about immunization. So again, just want to thank you so much for giving us a couple minutes in your busy calendar day to educate you about National Immunization Awareness Month.
Beth, thank you so much for that very informative presentation. And you and your team are doing such a good job at bringing our community together. That list of partners at the very beginning is just so impressive, and it has grown tremendously over the years, and I'm so grateful for that because nobody can do this work by themselves successfully. We really need trusted messengers from all across our county involved in this work, and you've been so effective at getting that done. And just want to continue to remind folks the importance of vaccines, not only for COVID is the best way to prevent serious disease and hospitalization, but as Beth mentioned, flu season is coming, and our health department will be announcing the times and locations for flu clinics that the health department's sponsoring soon, but obviously there'll be many others as well. So Beth, kudos to you, and thank you so much for everything that you've been doing. We really, really appreciate it. You've gone a long, long way in helping to protect the health of our community.
Thank you, Beth.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Beth. It's great to see you. I know you like this month, but I know you do this work all year round with the coalition, and we are grateful for your efforts. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Have a great
thanks,
day.
Beth. Take care.
Have a great day.
All right. Next up, we have Rebecca Swanson with an authorization to expand the county's commercial property assessed clean energy program, otherwise known as CPACE. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, commissioners. Thank you for having me. Rebecca Swanson. I'm the Executive Director of the Redevelopment Authority. Apologize for not being there in person. I am actually in beautiful Oklahoma City. The county is a national best practices in environmental remediation. So we've been invited to speak at a conference here to help everyone else use their federal and state dollars for cleanup as well as we do. So moving on to CPACE. This is an innovative funding mechanism. We spoke about it, I believe, at the commissioners meeting in July. It was passed in 2019 by the commissioners, so thank you. It allows funding for energy efficient and projects and water conservation in new construction and rehabilitation. The state recently passed a bill that significantly expands the eligibility for CPACE. Specifically, the amendment allows CPACE to now be used in multifamily and mixed-use buildings, which has been, developers have been really interested in that for 3 years, and they're really excited. We already have people lined up wanting to use it for multifamily. It allows you to use CPACE funding for indoor air quality projects, so ventilation, new HVAC, things like that a lot of commercial businesses are starting to explore in the wake of COVID. And it also allows for CPACE to be used for resiliency projects. So it would be to improve the durability of buildings to withstand natural disasters, flood mitigation, wind resistance, energy microgrids. It's to allow buildings to really be prepared against the effects of climate change. The eligibility for resiliency projects is very broad and will be further defined in the guidelines that will be written that are specific to the county. I'd like to note that if the commissioners choose to approve this amended resolution today, we would be the first county in the state to officially approve the expansion, and that will set us up to be able to start taking applications for the new funding in about a month. So it would be very exciting if we can continue to be a leader in the state for energy efficiency and resiliency projects, indoor air quality projects. So we're asking for you to approve the amended resolution that is before you today.
Thank you. I will move that the proper county officials, in accordance with the authority conferred by law, subject to the approval of the county solicitor, are hereby authorized to expand the Montgomery County Commercial Property Assessed Clean Energy Program in accordance with state statute. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. So, Ms. Swanson, it sounds like we already have several interested parties in taking advantage of this opportunity.
Yes, absolutely. People have already reached out and are just waiting to apply, particularly for multifamily and mixed-use buildings, because this has been a long time coming. But we are also anticipating, as soon as the guidelines are finished, both new construction and existing buildings interested in the resiliency piece.
Great. All right. Thanks, Stu. Any questions? Okay. All right. Hearing no additional comments or questions, we'll move on to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. All right, carry on. We look forward to hearing about the projects.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Next, Ann Leavitt-Gruberger from our Planning Commission. She is here to talk about authorization to submit a municipal assistance grant application to the Department of Community and Economic Development to support our new comprehensive plan. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning, Commissioners. I'm Ann Leavitt-Gruberger. I am the section manager of the County Planning section of the Planning Commission downstairs. This municipal assistance program is run through the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development. We are looking to receive funds from them for general support for our upcoming comprehensive plan work. We started quietly working on an update to Montco 2040 this year with the goal of having it completed and adopted by early 2025. The Planning Commission is looking for funds totaling $60,000, which would be matched by in-kind monies from staff work here. This resolution that's before you today is to authorize the application to this grant program.
I will move that the proper county officials, in accordance with the authority conferred by law, subject to the approval of the county solicitor, are hereby authorized to submit a grant application to the Municipal Assistance Program for an amount totaling $60,000 and to commit to a match of in-kind services for an amount totaling $90,000. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comments? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Tom Bonner for approval of the Montgomery County Pandemic Recovery Plan.
Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning. I'm doing well. So allow me just to share this quickly. Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Before you this morning is a resolution authorizing the approval of the county's recovery plan. At the risk of being repetitive, this represents the final plan after the draft plan was published on July 18th. We have accepted feedback and we've worked through some updates that I wanted to share with you today. I'm joined today by my colleagues in the Recovery Office, Emma Hertz, our Strategy Director, Valerie Vellin, Ashton Dwyer, Melanie Dickerson, Jamie Kirchen-Newell, and all analysts in the Recovery Office. And Eli Gilman is on our virtual. He has the good fortune to be on vacation for this presentation. I say that because what you're seeing here and what you've seen through this process that we've gone through would obviously not be possible without the work of this team who was not here before January of this year. And so building this system that has delivered this plan today is to be credited to them. And of course, they also had the good fortune of having to work with me the whole time. So I wanted to revisit just from the beginning what the process is. And again, I know we've heard this before. We presented this a few weeks back with the draft recovery plan. But again, this represents, Kelly, I'm sorry, am I not sharing this? I just want to be sure. All right, hold on one second, sorry. There we go, sorry about that. The Pandemic Recovery Fund priorities, and again, just to revisit, the Pandemic Recovery Funds is the term for the state and local fiscal recovery funds allocation to Montgomery County of $161.4 million as authorized by the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. We engaged the community in a 10-month-long process that delivered a process that, expressed a desire for a process that is community-informed, transparent, equitable, and accessible, and identified priorities for investments that directly support communities hit hardest by the pandemic, are transformative, respond directly to the impacts of the pandemic, and invest in areas of high need, including affordable housing, behavioral health, child care, emergency response, and digital access. I revisit that because the resolution that authorizes the final plan, adoption of the final plan, represents the adoption of those priorities and the adoption of the project that exemplify them. We are here at County Commissioner approval for the final plan. I've said this before, and today it's certainly never been truer. This is only the first step until we get to the next step, which is most of the work in making these projects happen. So the colleagues that I brought with me today, it's not over yet. Our public feedback period was open until August 5th. After we published the draft plan, we encouraged and engaged, again, through our community networks, public feedback through multiple systems. We had an online survey that collected 122 online submissions. We had over 300 attendees across 7 town hall events across Montgomery County. And we have taken that feedback, summarized it, and attached it to the final plan as required by our funding guidance and in the name of transparency, which is what a key tenet of the Recovery Office operations. The summary of feedback again, and the comments and our responses to them is a part of the final plan document, which I will go through in a minute. That feedback engendered some changes, small changes. What those changes are, as it says here, using the public comments, responding to multiple comments focusing on funding emergency medical services. We have reduced an allocation for a recovery office project, which is the call center initiative. And again, as we look at the call center initiative project that was originally funded at $1 million, the intent of that project can still be met, and it is substantially going to aid EMS services as it is. So that allowed us to fund 2 additional projects as compared to the draft plan, both for ambulance services in Plymouth and through the Grandview Health Organization. We additionally took the feedback around communication, around information, and around clarity, and made sure that we changed the names of 2 projects to eliminate confusion that was expressed through our feedback process. Business improvement districts has a strict connotation that we did not wish to convey. Instead, we have named the small business support project in Norristown and Pottstown exactly that way to make sure that it's clear what that project is there for. We additionally renamed the EMS consolidation study to better convey what that project is for, the EMS system strategic planning study. We also removed, or should I say reassigned, a project that was a recovery office project, the Asian American and Pacific Islander Community Needs Assessment Project. Through our feedback process, we heard that there was already work being done, and we had an idea submission, and so that project will now be managed by the Health Spark Foundation in cooperation with the recovery office team. This, again, those changes represent a 0 change to the overall plan, right? So we're moving money within the same categories. And so this graphic, which has just been updated, reflects the same plan minus those minor updates that you saw on July 18th. And so I'm just going to revisit again with those 2 additional projects, 112 projects funded of 426 submitted. And again, all $161.4 million is allocated to projects that were submitted, which represents approximately 12% of the overall ask that we received through our submission process. This section of the presentation, because I will skip to the document that represents the final plan, I am revisiting what we presented in the draft plan to confirm that this is the same information. So we have allocated $32.4 million to affordable housing initiatives, $28 million to community services and facilities, $25.6 million to county operations, $18.1 million to behavioral health services, $14.4 million to economic and workforce development, $11.9 million to public health and safety. Again, that's the number that's changed from the last time. $9.6 million for child care, $8.4 million for food security initiatives, $5.1 million for nonprofit and community support, and $5.6 million to public utilities and infrastructure. Again, the same allocations for qualified census tracts that we presented during the draft plan are true today. Again, to reiterate, our process, in keeping with funding guidance, focused on funding initiatives in qualified census tract communities in Norristown and Pottstown. The breakdown of what type of organizations are receiving funds remains unchanged. Again, the overwhelming bulk, over half of the funds are applied to non-county funds. 25% is applied to programs that will be managed by the county, but will ultimately benefit the community. The money will be spent in the community. 15% funds county operations. Just under 8% funds community-based grant programs, which will represent additional distributions of funds after this process. And then the project management contingency, which represents 1.5% of the overall allocation, will be used to make sure, as is the recovery office's charge, that these projects are successful, that this is the program that happens. Each one of these projects that's listed in the plan is able to achieve the goals that they outline in their submission. We had a priority that was expressed by the community and by our county management staff that we distribute funds to people, for lack of a better word, that hadn't gotten funds before. In the body of projects that are approved, that are submitted for approval for the final recovery plan, 33 projects at 30% are run by organizations with annual budgets under $1 million, and 35 projects are run by organizations who have not received a county contract before. So these are new relationships for the county. We incorporated ideas, again, we reviewed this, that those initiatives that we spoke to and are included in the final plan were largely generated from multiple submissions and from ideas. We will continue, as we stated earlier, to keep track of those projects that are funded, of course, and those projects that are not, and work through our community engagement efforts and incubation teams to make sure that we identify either other funding opportunities or ways that entities can partner. So as it says here, the next steps, the final plan document is published after this meeting today on the Recovery Office website. I wanted actually, though, for a second to show you what the plan document looks like. So, the recovery plan is approximately 150 pages that details the work that went into getting to this point and the projects that are funded through it. When this is published online, these will click through, you follow the introduction. We provide background for what the process is. We review the process that I spoke briefly about today. Again, this is both for the purposes of accountability and transparency, showing what was done. This is also required by the funding entity to show how we have followed the funding guidance. This speaks to how we determine our funding priorities, what the recommendations we heard for the funding process, who is on our external review committee. Again, much of this communication is also in reaction to feedback received during the questions. Okay, so how did the scoring work? We also summarize the plan in ways that you've seen before. I'm again updating them for the latest changes, providing plan highlights. We also explain, because this was a key question that came in during the feedback, what a recovery office project is. And truthfully, as it says here, we are facilitating projects that ultimately will be managed and benefit the community. And so we clarify what these projects are, why recovery office is involved, and what our function is. We have 5 initiatives in this bucket. We also have 4 grant programs, and what a grant program means is that we have recognized a need expressed by multiple funders, multiple entities across the county that then represent a broader need. And so what we're doing here through these grant programs is creating a process, an efficient one, partnering with our county colleagues in Health and Human Services and Public Safety to make sure that we are enabling that type of operational support across the county through an efficient process. Again, these 4 programs are described here. And then we go through and describe every project that's funded in here. And so, as I said, I'm not going to run through every single page, but this is the document that we published online. This is the document that we'll be submitting. As it said at the beginning, we have the appendices that include the updated draft plan so people can track what the spreadsheet level, those few changes we talked about, the summary, feedback, and responses, as I mentioned, the scoring rubric, the sample scoring report, and the submission form document, again, comprising the body of work that went into delivering this project. I started to say what our next steps are. So again, we are publishing the final document on the Recovery Office webpage. We are then entering into grant agreements with individual projects that we are planning to have that completed by mid-September 2022. After we enter into those grant agreements, pursuant to county policy, we can begin to disperse funds pursuant to those funding arrangements. We will continue to work with those partners that are in the inventory of the recovery plan and those that are not, and other county departments to make sure we're successfully completing these projects. We are here as a resource to each of these funded entities. And we will manage the quarterly reporting and compliance cycle through 2026 to ensure that after this period of performance is over, that our recipients are able to successfully comply with any audits that come through in the years after 2026. So put simply, that is the recovery plan. And as I said at the beginning, the resolution today is to approve this plan and allow us to move forward in executing these grant agreements.
Let me get a motion on the floor and then we can have some comment.
Sure.
So I will move that the proper county officials, in accordance with the authority conferred by law, subject to the approval of the county solicitor, hereby formally adopt the Montgomery County Pandemic Recovery Plan, authorizing the appropriate county officials to enter into agreements to realize the projects included therein, and to submit the final plan as required to the United States Treasury to document the county's use of its coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery fund allocation. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Well, Tom, I just want to congratulate you and Emma and all of your team. As you so correctly pointed out, this office did not exist last January. And you were charged with creating an opportunity to use these funds in a transformational way. We will never have the opportunity again, I don't think in any of our lifetimes, to invest $161 million in our community. And rather than rush to spend it, as some have done, we took a very deliberate process so that we could ensure that we used every one of these dollars to the best possible impact in our communities that have had such a difficult time through COVID, but even before COVID. You know, many of these dollars are going to communities that historically have been underfunded and victims of bias and other real challenges in the life of those communities. So I'm so pleased to see the way that you've gone about this. The amount of community engagement in this has been unprecedented. I've had numerous people reach out to me, even people who didn't get funded, to thank me for the transparency with which this process was conducted. I think it is truly unprecedented. I have also had people reach out to thank us for our efforts to remove barriers to applying. You know, as we discussed, many of these individuals have never applied for a grant before. They didn't have any kind of infrastructure within their organization. It's, in many cases, English was not the language that they were most comfortable communicating in. And so we ensured that we had free technical help for organizations like that, that there were multiple languages in which people could access information and even submit information if that was needed. So all the way around, I am so proud of the work you all have done, the process that you have created, and I so look forward to watching this roll out. And I think most importantly for our county government, we've, I think, all learned so much from this process, what's worked well, what could be improved, and that this is not a one-off in terms of this process, that we will look to apply a similar process on major projects like this as we go forward. And hopefully by doing so, really enable every person in our community to have the best opportunity to benefit when these opportunities arise. So thank you. I obviously am a yes vote on this, and just so proud of the work that you all have done.
Thank you. Tom, I want to commend you and your team. I also want to acknowledge Lisa Altesiak, our COO, and Barbara O'Malley, our Deputy COO. Can't believe it was 10 months ago that you all came together with this process, which seemed very complicated at that time. Why can't we just give out the money? You guys have followed through on the plan. You developed the plan, you've executed the plan. I too have heard from people who have been tremendously impressed with how transparent this process has been, the level of community engagement, and I don't want to talk about other counties, but I've also heard from people in other counties who said, why couldn't our county do something similar like this? So this is not the end, it's the end of the beginning. I am also very happy with the amount of funds that are going to Norristown and Pottstown to programs to help those communities to address historic disparities that we have all seen and become painfully aware of since COVID-19. So your team did a great job with that as well, and I intend to vote yes. Thank you for all the work that you've done, and keep up the work.
Appreciate it, thank you.
And I request a roll call vote.
Okay. All right. With that, we will move to a vote.
Chair Arkoosh?
Aye.
Vice Chair Lawrence? Vice Chair Lawrence?
Yes.
Can you not hear us,
Aye.
Stacy?
My apologies, Commissioner Gale?
Opposed.
All right, motion carries 2-1. Thank you all so much. Look forward to getting regular updates. Good.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next, Ms. Calder, an authorization of a TEFRA.
Yes, the TEFRA approval that is being sought is for a project involving St. Joseph's University. It's for construction and renovation of buildings at their Hawk Hill campus, including a residence hall, student center, academic buildings, a parking garage, and a science center. The funds to finance the project are being provided by Philadelphia Authority for Industrial Development through the issuance of bonds for an amount not to exceed $300 million. Yes, $300 million. And they did hold a TEFRA hearing on August 9th, 2022, and the public was permitted to offer public comment, and there was no comment. And so we're being asked to approve this.
Thank you. I will move that the proper county officials, in accordance with the authority conferred by law, subject to the approval of the county solicitor, hereby approve the project for St. Joseph's University as described in this resolution and approve the issuance of bonds by the Philadelphia Authority of Industrial Development for financing of the project. Be it further resolved that the approvals and declarations in this resolution shall in no way pledge or otherwise obligate the credit or taxing power of the county, nor shall the county be liable for the payment of, principal of, or interest or premium, if any, on any obligations issued to finance the project, nor shall the county have any obligation or liability whatsoever with respect to the project. This resolution shall take effect on the date of adoption hereof. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? All right, hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. Thank you. Next, we have a commissioner's appointments to the Montgomery County Workforce Board. I will move that Jimmy Chong and Syed Islam be appointed as business members to the Montgomery County Workforce Development Board for terms to begin immediately and to expire on August 18th, 2026, and to serve at the pleasure of the county commissioners and in accordance with the current duly adopted bylaws. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. Next, Ms. Pardieu. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Commissioners. You should have in front of you the final copy of the Commissioners Department's personnel list. It is a 7-page document dated Wednesday, August 17th, 2022, with a timestamp of 12 p.m. All positions have been reviewed and accounted for and are presented for consideration.
Thank you. I will move to approve the August 18th, 2022 personnel presentation as given by Director of Human Resources, Ms. Donna Pardieu, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. Thank you. Ms. O'Malley. Good morning.
Good morning. Bids and RFPs. One, an RFP on behalf of Assets and Infrastructure for a master site plan. The successful responder will provide a master site development plan for Green Lane Park. Contract will be awarded to the highest rated responder. Two, an RFP on behalf of Assets and Infrastructure for engineering services. The successful responder will provide the required engineering, environmental permitting, and construction consultation for the replacement of County Bridge 185, Germantown Pike over 5 Mile Run in East Norristown Township. Contract will be awarded to the highest rated responder. 3, RFP on behalf of Assets and Infrastructure for engineering services. The successful responder will provide the required engineering, environmental permitting, and construction consultation for the replacement of County Bridge 199, Germantown Pike over Sawmill Creek in Plymouth Township. Contract will be awarded to the highest rated responder. 4, RFP on behalf of Assets and Infrastructure for engineering services. The successful responder will provide the required engineering, environmental permitting, and construction consultation for the replacement of the South Broad Street culvert over Towermanson Creek in Upper Gwinnett Township. Contract will be awarded to the highest rated responder. 5, RFP on behalf of Health and Human Services for an environmental consultant or laboratory. The successful responder will collaborate with the Office of Public Health to provide an effective wastewater surveillance program for Montgomery County. Contract will be awarded to the highest rated responder. 6, RFP on behalf of Health and Human Services for a substance abuse treatment. The successful responder will provide a 24-hour screening, assessment, and referral site for Montgomery County individuals in need of substance use treatment. Contract will be awarded to the highest rated responder. 7, RFP on behalf of Human Resources for Staffing Services. These successful responders will provide supplemental staffing services to county departments on an as-needed basis. Services provided will allow for in-person, electronic, and telephone capacities. 8, RFP on behalf of juvenile probation for a specialized evaluator. The successful responder will provide trauma-informed psychiatric evaluations and psychological evaluations for Montgomery County children and adolescents that are involved with juvenile probation, Office of Children, Youth, and Youth Center. Contract will be awarded to the highest rated responder. 9, RFP on behalf of Public Safety for GIS Consultant Services. The successful responder will create and finalize the National Emergency Number Association compliant address points for Phase 4 of the GIS database project. Contract will be awarded to the highest rated responder. All RFPs and bids are available on the county's purchasing website at www.montcopa.org/purchasing.
Thank you. I will move to approve the preceding requests for the advertisements of RFPs as described by the Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Ms. Barbara O'Malley, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same, subject to the approval of the county solicitor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comments? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion passes. Next, we have awards of contract for the county.
1, contract award, assets and infrastructure vehicle, Whitmore Ford Incorporated of Mount Joy, PA, $42,800. Contract provides 1 2022 Ford Edge SUV for use by Parks Region 3. Vehicle is available through a PA CoStarz contract. 2, contract award, communications consultant, Aloysius Butler and Clark of Philadelphia, PA, $100,000. Contract provides design services to update Montgomery County's visual identity, which will advance a unified and cohesive look to all county materials. RFP 2226 was reviewed by 42 providers with 9 responses received. Contract is awarded to the highest rated provider. 3, contract award, District Attorney Equipment, Forensic Technology Incorporated of Largo, Florida, $191,402. Contract provides a stereo zoom microscope and integrated ballistics identification system. Equipment is proprietary. 4, contract award, District Attorney Equipment, Faro Technologies Incorporated of Lake Mary, Florida, $52,250. Contract provides a 3D laser scanner for the precise measurement, imaging, and documentation of crime scenes and vehicle crashes. Equipment is proprietary. 5, contract award, District Attorney Data Access Software, PenLink Ltd. of Lincoln, Nebraska, $42,721. Contract provides access to the PenLink database to collect, sort, and analyze telephonic and internet data for investigation for a 1-year period. Software is proprietary. 6, contract award, Health and Human Services, Transportation Services, Transnet, $635,157. Contract provides for shared ride and medical assistance transportation services. Contract is for a period of 3 years with 2 optional annual renewal terms. Services are sole source. 7, contract award, Health and Human Services, Food Resource Program, Share Food Program Incorporated of Philadelphia, PA, $210,000. Contract provides for a partner agency to assist in the management of State Food Purchase Program, Temporary Emergency Food Assistance Program, and A&S funds, while also working to reduce the number of children, adults, and seniors who are food insecure. RFP 2240 was viewed by 20 providers with 1 response received. Contract is awarded to the only responding provider who has met all qualifications of the RFP. Contract is for a period of 3 years with 2 optional annual renewal terms. 8, contract award, Health and Human Services testing kits, Safeway, Atlanta, Maryland, not $260,000. Contract provides COVID testing kits to be distributed during fall 2022. Test kits are available through an Omnia cooperative contract. 9, contract award, Health and Human Services flu vaccine, Sanofi Pasteur Incorporated of Swiftwater, PA, $103,587.50. Contract allows the purchase of a flu vaccine for the 2022 and 2023 flu season. Vaccine is available through a Minnesota Multi-State Contracting Alliance for Pharmacy contract. 10, contract award, Information and Technology Solutions Print Services, Marco Technologies LLC of St. Cloud, Minnesota, $497,388.52. Contract provides printer maintenance and support for printers located at 48 county locations. RFP 2016 was viewed by 32 providers with 11 responses received. Contract is awarded to the highest rated responder. Contract is for a 3-year term. 11, contract award, Information and Technology Solutions, Document Management System, Pioneer Technology Group LLC of Alpharetta, Georgia, $13,595,820.22. Contract provides software and professional services for the implementation of a new software system environment to address the county's needs related to court case management system functionality. Contract allows for implementation costs with recurring maintenance and support for years 1 through 10. RFP 2170 was viewed by 124 providers with 8 responses received. Contract is awarded to the highest rated responder. 12, contract award Information and Technology Solutions Software. SHI International Corporation of Somerset, New Jersey, $117,529.45. Contract provides Zendesk Professional Call Center software subscription and support services. Services are available through a PA CoStarz contract. Contract is for a period of 1 year. 13, contract award Information and Technology Solutions Software. Civica North American Incorporated of Englewood, Ohio, $85,455.36. Contract provides maintenance and support for the Master Data Warehouse for Health and Human Services for a 1-year period. Services are proprietary. 14, contract award Public Safety Software. Eastern Communications Ltd. of Long Island City, New York, $26,195.57. Contract provides ComShop communication asset tracking software and support. Software streamlines and consolidates technology capabilities, which improves the county's ability to support first responder agencies. Software and support is available through a PA state contract. 15, contract award Treasurer's Office Advertising. 21st Century Media Newspapers of Denver, Colorado, $33,092.41. Contract provides for payment of Montgomery County tax sale advertisements. Advertisements for public notice were placed in the Times Herald and the Mercury. 16, contract amendment, assets and infrastructure, construction inspection services, traffic planning and design of Pottstown, PA, $29,280.40. Original contract provided a consultant for full-time on-site construction oversight and inspection during the replacement of County Bridge 166, located on Swamp Pike over Swamp Creek in New Hanover Township. Amendment provides additional unanticipated services for utility coordination efforts with Aqua, Met-Ed, Comcast, and Verizon, a 1-month delay in the start of the project, detour adjustments, and signage upkeep. 17, contract amendment, assets and infrastructure inspection services. McTish, Kunkel & Associates, of Allentown, PA, no cost. Original contract for RFP 2106 provided construction inspection services for the old Nefer Road Bridge over Swamp Creek, also known as Sunrise Mill Bridge in Upper Frederick Township. Amendment provides a no-cost time extension of the contract through December 31, 2022 to complete the remaining construction, inspection, and documentation closeout requirements after the bridge is opened in the fall of 2022. 18, there are 2 contracts, 90 contract renewals, and 10 amendments for Health and Human Services. Providers and services are listed at the end of the agenda and the back of the room.
Thank you. I will move to approve the preceding awards of contract as described by the Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Ms. Barbara O'Malley, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same, subject to the approval of the county solicitor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? All right, hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. Next, we have awards of contract for Southeast Pennsylvania Regional Task Force.
1, contract award training WMD Tech LLC of Boise, Idaho, $38,450. Contract provides special events training for regional counties' bomb disposal units. Training is proprietary. 2, contract award training Texas A&M Engineering Extension Service of College Station, Texas, $29,865. Contract provides a bomb disposal unit TEEX technology integration with ordnance refresher course for the regional counties' bomb disposal units. Training is proprietary. 3, contract award equipment, Logos Imaging LLC of Windsor, Colorado, $103,500. Contract provides 2 portable X-ray machines for the Philadelphia Bomb Squad. Equipment is proprietary.
I will move to approve the preceding awards of contract on behalf of the Southeast Pennsylvania Regional Task Force as described by the Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Ms. Barbara O'Malley, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same, subject to the approval of the county solicitor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. Thank you. Any closing commissioner comments? No? Okay. Then I will announce that our next Board of Commissioners meeting is September 1st, 2022. I will move to adjourn the August 18th, 2022 meeting of the Montgomery County Board of Commissioners. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? Hearing none, we move to a vote. And all in favor of vote of any opposed to adjourning? Hearing none, we are adjourned. And we will convene salary board. You're ready. I'm on my way. All right, we will convene the salary board. Welcome Mr. Landauer to the dais. And is there any public comment on salary board?
No.
No? Okay. Then Ms. Pardieu.
Thank you. Good morning, members of Salary Board. You should have in front of you the final copy of the Salary Board list. It is a 7-page document dated Wednesday, August 17th, 2022, with a timestamp of 12 p.m. Of note, we have 3 retirees: Anita Huber from courts after 33 years, Beth Munshauer from daycare after 23 years, and Michael Altieri from the District Attorney's Office after 29 years. All positions have been reviewed and accounted for and are presented for Salary Board consideration.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the August 18th, 2022 Salary Board presentation as given by Director of Human Resources, Ms. Donna Pardieu, and to authorize the proper county officials to execute the same?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Landauer,
Second.
second by Commissioner Lawrence. Any board comment? All right, hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Hearing none, motion carries. And I see our district attorney is here. I imagine he has a few words to share with us. You are welcome to the podium. Good morning.
So it's a sad day for me because I'm here to make a few comments about one of the staples of our office for 29 years, as Ms. Pardieu just said. Michael graduated from the Norristown Area High School. He went to work for the West Conshohocken and Bridgeport Police Departments, and there was a period of time where there was a council member from West Conshohocken who was engaged in a criminal indiscretion. Michael arrested him, and he saw to it that Michael lost his job, and that was a blessing, I think, for the county in some ways, that happened, because he came to us as a county detective in 1993. I prosecuted that council member, and he was convicted, and that started a career that has received, Michael has received commendations from every district attorney that he worked for here, from the Bucks County District Attorney, from the Monroe County District Attorney. He engaged in undercover work, very dangerous work over the years. He worked on wiretaps and went to wiretap school and graduated from there. And he also coordinated and supervised our county drug task force. So 450 officers from 53 municipalities throughout the county, which, as you all know, in the operations that you supervise, can be an unwieldy task, and it was a time, and it was a time where everybody really worked together and was so great, and much of that is to do with Michael. He's got expertise in narcotics. He's got expertise with outlaw motorcycle gangs, all of which he has shared and made a huge difference in our county and our county's public safety for the last 29 years. He and his wife Tony have been family to all of us in the district attorney's office, and I am happy for him, and sad for us, and sad for the citizens of Montgomery County, because there are few people that have made a bigger difference in our county than Michael. And he's here today, and I'd love to get a picture with all of you, if that would be possible. And he's the best, and we're going to miss him. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. We can come down here. Thank you all for that. And with that, is there a motion to adjourn the August 18th, 2022 meeting of the Montgomery County Salary Board?
So moved. So moved.
Moved and seconded. Any board comment? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.